Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Guys, year-end report of Express Entry is out and it is for the year 2020 and it came in December. Now let's look at the report. It is an interesting watch. I've spent last 1 hour reading through this report. Okay, so I want to take you guys to table number 16. Okay, let me find that one. I'm raising the issue of ITAs that were issued in the year 2020. Okay, these are through the express entry draws, whether they were PNP, whether they were CEC, whether they were FST, whether they were federal skilled workers. Now, the number of ITAs issued was 107,350, but the number of PRs issued in the year 2020 was only 63,000 odd. Okay, so this is why we are seeing a huge massive backlog right now. Okay, and if you look at this data right here that I have opened in front of you, you would be able to see that education in Canada is the very high factor when it comes to the number of ITs, because people, I remember watching Kuber Kamal's video in the start of 2020 or at the end of 2019. In that video, he said that there are about 500,000 people who are studying in Canada. And imagine the competition they would put out to the federal skilled worker people who are living outside of Canada with no additional points. Those 500,000 students would have Canadian studies or Canadian experience, and they would have massive CRS as compared to the outlanders. And after that, like the pandemic happened and there were other problems, and now we are on the verge of seeing a very great CRS range throughout the year, because in 2020 the average CRS range for all program draws was 471, 473, 474. This was the average range, but this year in 2021, if we see a straight 478 and above CRS range for the year 2022, it will be no surprise to me. Now, the next thing I want to point out is the province of Ontario. Now, not only the PNP program, it is the biggest PNP program, I always say that, and they issued the most number of PNP nomination in the year 2020, but also the people who were federal skilled workers, they also showed interest in moving to Ontario as their province of choice, as their city of choice. Like Toronto is obviously everybody's favorite, and like Ontario is the most likable location in Canada as per this report. I cannot seem to find it right now. And yeah, and the third thing that I wanted to bring to your notice was that this is the number of people who received an invitation, an ITA, in the year 2020. Okay, and you can see that Canadians, like not the Canadians, but the people who are residing in Canada, they could be Pakistanis, they could be Indians, they could be Chinese, they could be United States citizens, whichever country, but they were residing in Canada. And that is the highest number, and that has stayed the highest number in the past years as well. As you were able to see that 39,000, almost 40,000 people who were residing in Canada in 2018 received an invitation, and almost 40,500 people in 2019, and now 67,500 people in 2020. And this number is only going to increase in the coming years, because international students in Canada, that is the major factor. Okay, the second number, country of residence, that is India. 11,259. But don't be fooled that only 11,000 Indians received their PRs. If you would be looking at this country of citizenship, let me find that table. Yeah, this one, country of citizenship, you would be able to see that 50,841 Indian citizens. They were not only 11,000 odd people were living or residing in India. Rest of them were overseas, whether they were in Canada itself, whether they were in USA, whether they were in other countries, but they received PR being overseas Indians. Okay, and the same case is for China. Like the citizenship of China is 9,000 odd, but if you look at the number of people who were residing in China were only was very less. Let me find that number if I could, if I am able to do that. No, I'm not able to do that. I've lost that number. Okay, and the same case goes for Pakistan. The same case goes for all the other countries. That the number of people residing in those countries is less, but the citizens of those countries is way higher. Okay, yeah, 916. Only 916 people who were residing in Canada received PR, but the total number of Chinese citizens was above 8,000. So you can do the math. So these were the things that I wanted to bring to your notice, and I would leave the link in the description. And I urge you all to go through this report, because these are the things that matter. These are the things that give you a clear perspective. With these words, this is Alif Sakhar, hoping great things are coming your way.